Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm back here on YouTube for my first episode of 2026. Hopefully, everybody had a happy new year. We're about to cross 1,100 subscribers, so for me, that's a big deal. I appreciate all you guys tuning in, especially everybody who's been with me from the beginning. And hello to everybody who's tuning in for the first time. My name is Mike. Before I begin any episode, I usually like to preface it by advertising my eBay store, so I'll go ahead and do that. My eBay store has currently almost 1,000 items on it. Lots of horror collectibles, lots of Halloween movie collectibles, Halloween holiday that's a tongue twister there. Halloween holiday collectibles, Jason, Leatherface, wrestling. The list just goes Batman. The list goes on and on. It'd be quicker for you guys to check it out. So the link is right here on the bottom of the screen, as well as in the video description. In addition, I do have an Instagram, if you want to follow me there. My Instagram page is My Halloween Life. We're going to dive into some old collectibles that I've had with me for a long time. Some of the oldest collectibles that I own. Here we go, 2026 underway. This is something from 2010. I actually got this at a Blockbuster video. This is an original. It's not one of the, you know how China has lots of stuff on eBay now, and knockoffs and reprints, bootlegs, whatever you guys call them. This is an original, NECA released, authentic Michael Myers. Basically, I think this is a reissue of the Michael Myers from the 2-pack, which we'll probably get to as well, that includes Dr. Loomis. There's no certain order I'm going in as to this episode. I didn't want to dedicate it to just Halloween. Didn't want to dedicate it to just Leatherface or just Jason. Wanted to dedicate it to just a variety because I rarely do that. So that's what today's episode is going to be. You see the figures that were also available on the back side here. So yeah, 2026, brand new slate. 2025 was kind of a downer for me personally. I don't talk a whole lot of personal on my show, a lot. But 2025, my mom did pass away. She was sick towards the beginning of the year. And around the same time, I got laid off from my job that I had for the previous 6 years. So 2025 was kind of a downer year for me just because of those two things. And I do have a house and a family and 2 little kids at home. You know, when you get laid off, it makes you reassess your life, and that's kind of what happened to me. Luckily, I was able to score a new job. Doesn't pay quite as well, but gets the stuff paid for. And looking forward to a very brighter 2026 is what I'm trying to say. This area that I typically this area that I typically film at likes to put off a glare on there's a reflection almost in every episode on this packet. There it is. Almost every episode we get the glare of myself in the packaging. And anybody who knows my show, who's been with me for a long time, knows that I like to keep it about the collectibles almost as much as possible. Don't usually talk a whole lot or feature myself a whole lot. I like to focus on what my topic is. This is another Blockbuster pickup. I believe this guy was only 10 bucks. I totally regret not buying all of them. 2008, I believe. 2008, 2009, somewhere around that neighborhood. There we go. I'm good. Got a good memory. 2008, this Michael Myers ghost Bob in the sheet. You can call him whatever you want. If it's Michael Myers at the end of the day, he could be Bob. Could call him Bob the Ghost. But they're calling him Michael Myers here on the packaging. That works for me. I would have picked that one up too, probably, if they had it back then. Didn't quite have the bank that I have now in 2008 as a collector. That's probably why I only bought one of these. The collector in me nowadays would have bought 2 of these. Or more. Probably 3, I would guess. One to leave in the package. One to display like this, and one to display like that. This is the only one I got. I'm happy to have one. Again, an original, not a cheap knockoff from China. As I'm filming this, My backyard is currently in the process of drying out. I did a whitewash with this pressure washer that I just got on Amazon. Definitely recommend the pressure washer. I paid 80 bucks for it and definitely a powerhouse. So I was not lying when I said we will go in no particular order, because up next is the Cinema of Fear Mezco Leatherface Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. I was, however, lying when I said I was only going to feature the items I was keeping, because this one is actually up on my eBay store. Asking, I think 200 for this one. Do not remember. But I believe 200, because the packaging is mint, minus a little bit of dust. Picked this guy up at Spencer's in, let's see, it was Eureka, at whatever the mall they have there, Bayshore Mall. Again, with the good memory. Sometimes I'm surprised. My memory is fairly decent. Here he comes with the LG face and the cutter that he used to remove LG's face. And then he comes with a cleaver, chainsaw. And this also dates back to 2008, circa 2008. Around back are the other figures that were offered. I was never much of a Freddy collector. He has one little shelf in my curio cabinet, so didn't pick that one up. Didn't get that one live and in person because I could never find it. If I had, I would have. Texas, oh, don't want to see my mug in there. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 on the back, which is the one that we're featuring. Then they had that, which is really cool. The Nancy Thompson, and it includes the tub and all the settings of the film. So pretty cool series back then, and pretty cool that Spencer sold this stuff, because now they don't sell this stuff. Spencer's has been relegated to kind of a, not even a, doesn't seem like a very good t-shirt shop, because the shirts they have, they don't really, they're not like this. Like, they wouldn't be the movie poster. They would be more like t-shirt meme, like Leatherface meme, or Michael Myers, or all of them together at a table. That kind of stuff. The stuff I wouldn't wear. And hats, and like I said, and it's just, Spencer's is not what it used to be. Put it to you that way. If you've gone there lately, you know what I'm talking about. Despite myself not picking this up in person, I was able to score this on eBay, and I don't remember how much I paid for it, but it was years after. I wouldn't guess, probably 2020, 2021 maybe. A good deal of time had gone by since I picked this up, I do know that. And I had always wanted this one, but again, was never able to locate one in person. This is the Part 6 Jason Lives figure. Don't remember what I paid, probably around, it was not a bad deal. Under 100 bucks, I believe. Comes with the head that he rips off outside of the cabin window. Comes with a machete, that hunting knife that he uses on court. Missed out on this one, like I said, but the exact same backing card as the one we just covered. This would be another eBay find. Also a great deal when I bought it. I bought it an awfully long time ago. This was, I think, 2004 Jason X. NECA hasn't gotten around to releasing a Jason X figure as of this release. So this is the only Jason X that's out there. Comes with that statue with the movie poster that all of the movie maniacs came with back when. They're in the back. I'm actually a big fan of the Jason X artwork. I'm even a fan of the Uber Jason look in the film. Can't really say I'm crazy about the movie though. It was, it does not fall high on my list. If I had to rank the series, it would definitely probably be, let's see, somewhere in the bottom 3. Somewhere in the bottom 3 for sure. My top 3 being Part 2, Part 4, and Part 1. And then it's just kind of a whatever up until the end. This and Part 9 are probably my bottom 2. Jason did look badass though. This brings back childhood memories. This is a sealed copy of the Friday the 13th game on NES. This copy I will not open. We will not be able to take a look at it. We can admire the box art in near mint condition. Only the older folks like myself know You and Your Friends Are Dead and the cool Jason jingle that plays throughout this video game. This game, man, this was impossible for a 10-year-old like myself to beat. Impossible. But this is the NES Jason game. Lots of good memories. I wish I still had the system and the game that was out of the box. But as you know, as people get older, such as myself, don't always get to keep everything from your childhood, and that's one thing that got away from me, was that game, the loose game, and the NES system. Or I might have still had it, and it might have probably just pooped out, quit working. Maybe I should invest in a new one. I don't know. So this one's a little sentimental for me. I still remember when I got it. My dad and I went to Eastridge Mall. It was at night. And there was a store called The Warehouse. Used to sell videotapes and CDs and cassette tapes, all the things that I'm dating myself here. But I saw this front and center of the horror section, and I was intrigued by the artwork. Still my favorite Texas Chainsaw Massacre artwork to date. This is a Video Treasures copy. And I probably took it home and put it on the same night, and I was none too impressed. I was actually bored. I was more of a Halloween and Jason guy at that point, but took a chance on this one and wasn't feeling it, I guess. And I don't know how or when or why, but eventually it stuck with me. I probably got it somewhere around 1988 when this copy came out. I don't know. It stuck with me, and now it's one of my favorite series. My top 3 series, by the way, for you guys who don't know. I've kind of given it away here, I guess, on my mask shelf. Of course, Halloween, first and foremost, is my top. Followed by Friday the 13th. He's hiding back there. And then Leatherface would be my third. My shelf is kind of a disaster right now, so I'm not going to show it off, but here are some of my Leatherface VHS tapes. While we're here, I might as well just pull this one out. This is a Night of the Living Dead from Kmart that I got in color. I already had it recorded from the TV or something. I think my sister recorded it for me. She used to record movies for me and send them to me. So I had the black and white one, but I had never seen it in color. And again, I was intrigued. And so look at that. You don't see deals like that anymore. Not sure what this is going for on eBay right now, but I got mine at Kmart way back when. We have moved along to our next item. That is the final chapter, Cinema of Fear Jason. And this was a pickup again at, I believe, Spencer's. Picked this up at the Chico Mall. I remember that. I really think it was either Spencer's or Hot Topic. And this one is on eBay at the moment, only because I'm not crazy about the sculpt. If you guys are like me and a wrestling figure collector as well, to me, this is, for this particular type of body and whatnot, this reminds me of the Maximum Sweat wrestling figures. Is the best thing I can compare it to. And this one being from 2011. Hard to believe this thing was only like $24.99 or $29.99 back when. It's a steal now for a figure this size. This isn't a 6-inch, this is more like a 9 or a 12. One of the last Mezco of Fear releases. This was getting towards the end of the run. This is a part 3. Only part 4 would come out after, and then I believe that was the end of the Cinema of Fear line. This is a part 3 Jason. A very nice sculpt of Richard Brooker. Comes with a machete as well as an axe, but my finger's covering it. Again, we have moved to my garage, looking at some of these older things. This one is also on my eBay store at the moment. Only getting rid of it because I have so many Jason figures. So I need to narrow down my favorites. And this is a 2009 Jason and a line of Freddy and Debbie Stevens from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. We're going to bring this episode to a close in a few moments here. Before we do, take a look at this Ghostface before he was Ghostface. Fun World from 1996 or 97, not quite sure. Again, on the eBay store, this is a somewhere between a 16 and an 18-inch figure. He's a little worse for wear. He's missing a hand. But he is extremely vintage, extremely fragile. I fixed him up a little bit here on the bottom and put a little bit of stuff in him so he keeps warm. But that is as original as it gets from 1996, 97 Scream era. Been covering a lot of Mezco Cinema of Fear series, and here's another edition. This is a Leatherface from, I don't honestly know the year. I think 2008, maybe 2009. Check that out, 1999. That was a Hot Topic. Hot Topic carried a lot of these horror figures way back when. He comes with an alternate mask that probably slips over the one that he has on. 2007, he was in the line with Chop Top, which I was never able to find. This Jason that I do have in my collection, but he's too hard to get out of the curio cabinet. Awesome lineup. This is becoming an eBay store advertisement, honestly, because this one's also on the shop. 2007, no question about it, because I remember buying this when I went to see the movie. I bought this as well as the 18-inch figure. Halloween 2007, I picked it up at Hot Topic. Comes with alternate mask. 2 knives. Bloody hands, which unfortunately Trick or Treat Studios recently released this, and they did not include the detail on that, and they didn't include the bloodied up jumpsuit either. I noticed that when I reviewed these figures. He was much too clean. It's like he got the jumpsuit fresh out of Sears or wherever he would get that from. Look at that. $15.99. These things are about 45 bucks on a good day. After tax. Nowadays. There is the Rob Zombie's Halloween. A little bit bigger than a 6 or 7 inch. I'm assuming this is maybe 8 or 9 inch figure. What a steal though back then. $15.99. Anybody remember these guys? Horror headliners. I have this and the Michael Myers one. These were also, I believe these were Spirit. Not Spirit. Same fucking company, who cares? Spencer's. I believe these were Spencer's. Horror headliners. Little figures. Come with an accessory. This one is a Jason Goes to Hell. With the Jason Goes to Hell logo. Come in a big old box for a little figure. And these were like numbered or something on the back, I remember. There you go. Only 15,000 made. And this had to be somewhere around 2004. Oh shoot, no, not even. 1999. Going way back. So technically this has to be one of the earliest licensed Jason figures in existence, besides the McFarlane. Interesting that they licensed Jason Goes to Hell rather than any other Jason look. I mean, to me, the quintessential Jason look would be part 3 or 4, maybe even 6, but they went with part 9, where he was in the movie for an entire 5 or 6 minutes. Temporarily moved out to my living room where I house all of my collectibles. This is the Halloween 3 novel. Keep it in this case because this is in extremely good condition for being so old. I picked this up at Savers of all places, believe it or not. This book by Jack Martin. I had all 3, Halloween 1, 2, and 3, but I sold Halloween 1, lost Halloween 2, and I'm currently left with just this one. And due to the condition, it doesn't get out a whole lot. I keep it in that case there. This is what the book looks like. One day, when I have the time, maybe I'll sit down and read it and compare it to the movie. For now, it just hangs out in my Halloween 3 curio cabinet here. See if we notice anything from the film. Okay, so none of this is in the movie. So I guess it is a little bit different. The book, I guess, is a little different from the film. Okay, there we go. That is in the movie. We have the most marvelous facility for emergency treatment, as said by Cochrane. Gonna be cheating through the glass on this one, but this is the Jada Freddy convertible car from A Nightmare on Elm Street. I didn't feel the need to remove that one. Again, as I had said, I have a very small Freddy shelf. That's it for me. Besides 2 masks, that's the extent of my Freddy collection. And it's a good thing, because I wouldn't have the space for all the stuff to collect Freddy and Michael Myers and Jason. Plus, I collect a little bit of everything. If I see a cool figure that I don't even know what it is, like that, it was a random buy. That was a random buy. That was a random buy. Same with that. Obviously, I know what Star Wars and Batman are, but if I see a cool figure and the price is right, I've been guilty of picking that up. Have a little bit of Tarman and zombies on this shelf. If you guys want to see the entire collection video, I do have that up on YouTube as well. Looking forward to the Ben Willis figures that are coming out. Looks like NECA is going to be putting out a Toonie Terror, as well as maybe an Ultimate Edition, as they're called. A little bit of everything in here. Went to the Christine signing at Dark Delicacies, and that cover is filled with signatures. Like Jeepers Creepers. Didn't intend to have him displayed that way, but it kind of works for what he does. He's sniffing Ghostface. So I kind of left it like that. We will do a few more items before we say goodbye for this episode. I would like to tell you guys where the channel is heading, but I don't honestly know what the future is going to be. Normally I do a lot of collectible reviews, kind of like I'm doing right now. Most recently did that. Can't say I have a lot of filming locations in the works because I do not. All depends on what items they release this year, I guess, is where the channel will be heading. I've about done the Halloween 3 locations to death. There are not many other filming locations in the vicinity that I can get to. So the content might be a little slower than it has been previously. Here we have the Michael Myers horror headliners, similarly to the Jason one that we looked at a moment ago. $14.99. That's kind of a big ask for a $19.99. Is this $19.99 also? Let's check. The Jason one was. And these were limited to 40,000. So Michael Myers getting a little bit of a wider release than Jason did. Let's see, yeah, $19.99. That's a little bit on the pricey side for back then, I think, for a little figure like this. $10 price point would have been probably better for a figure like this, but nobody was complaining, I'm sure. I know I wasn't, because a Michael Myers figure in 1999, we didn't have this stuff quite so frequently being released back then. This might have been the second Michael Myers that was released for the time as well. Not really a huge fan of H2 or Rob Zombie's Halloween. I like Resurrection even less. So it has that going for it in my rankings. But this was the figure that they released from Mezco, Cinema of Fear. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 from 2009. I like the artwork. Cool artwork. Just not my thing. For all you guys who love the zombie series, I am more of an original series type of guy. What I have here is extremely rare. This is a gatefold Friday the 13th Part 2 official first print copy. I have here the copy that I got years later at Kmart. This is more of a later 1980s release. This is 1988 for this one. But this guy is the rare one. It has the blue Paramount logo along the bottom, as well as the Elder Paramount blue logo on the top. In addition to that, the blue Paramount logo on the side. And what's unique about this one is that this is a gatefold VHS, unlike this, which just slips out the bottom. I give you the first print, first edition from 1981, Friday the 13th Part 2. I had never seen anything like this in all my years of collecting when I came across this. There you see. Always pay attention to the copyright date on the tapes, because somebody might slip a 88 copy into the 81 case. I see it happen all the time on eBay, because I'm on eBay pretty frequently since I sell. Happens a lot with Halloween 2 in particular. There's so many versions of Halloween 2, and I'm going to take a minute to do a little sidebar of what I'm talking about if I have a copy that's open. Again, I apologize, my shelf is a mess. So, we have a 1982 Halloween 2, a 1987 Halloween 2, a 1990 Halloween 2, and then there's a 1994 copy that I don't own. So somebody sells this case with this tape in it. So you're getting a, what should be an old 1987 copy of Halloween 2, but it actually on the inside, somebody will slip in a 1990 or 94 tape in that case. Kind of weird thing to do. I don't know why it happens on eBay a lot, but I do see it happen. And I see it happen, you know, pretty occasionally with these Friday the 13th as well. And somebody has a case, but yet they slip in the old, what was that? What was that company that also did the Gateway? Gateway. Somebody will slip in a Gateway tape into an original cover, and you can tell the two. If you're an avid horror fan, you will know. Except no imitations. Paramount was white and blue for most of the Friday the 13th run, up until, I believe, part 8. So this is the very rare part 2. I couldn't believe it when I found this. I found this at a used, basically a used comic book store down the street. Not even sure if it's still open. I haven't been there for years. We are going to say that is a wrap on today's episode. Again, if you want to follow me on Instagram, my link is in the video description as well as on the screen. If you guys are in the market for some horror collectibles, I am currently cleaning out my collection. A good amount of it is going to be listed onto my eBay store. And as is usual for my videos, until the next time I see you guys here on the channel, I'm going to go ahead and say so long, everybody.